Good morning. Welcome back to the video, and let's take a look at the market, starting with the indices, and then we'll be looking at the stocks highlighted earlier in the previous weeks. So you look at STI has been quite strong. So yesterday we had a very strong rally, surprisingly, because Friday we closed quite badly as it had a very long black candle. And then moving on to Monday, it actually rebounded, opened up higher, rebounded, break past this minor resistance, and then tested this, coming close to this resistance, which is around 3243. And today we saw that currently STI breaks this resistance and retesting this high at 3259. So it is a very bullish sign, and you can see over here we have some short-term uptrend here. We have low, higher low, and overall we see STI is still in a sideway. So in order to break into a long-term uptrend, it of course need to break resistance above 3259, continuously form higher high, higher low, like our dear US market, the S&P 500, which I'm going to show you later on. Hang Seng, sadly, it struggled to keep up its momentum. Okay, you can see here is that the index pullback rebounded, and if it keep up its momentum, it should retest this resistance over here, but it did not. It pulled back, forming a lower high, and now it's facing a risk. So at this cross junction here, right, will the index form a lower low, which will start a downtrend, or rebound up to form a sideway? So we have a resistance over here now. Okay, let's clear the chart first. So let's replot. So we have resistance here, support here. So this support seemingly is holding as we had a rebound yesterday, and today, despite going lower and retest this support here, it is forming a hammer. So if Hang Seng can close higher, like right now, forming the right candle or the hammer candle right now, then there's a chance for it to retest this resistance at 16,900 plus. Okay, but the key is that at this point, where if we hit the resistance and pull back to this support, then we are looking for sideway movement going forward. If it can break out above this resistance, then it can resume back its upward movement. And like I said earlier, if it breaks below this support, it will probably continue to go downtrend. So it is at a very critical junction right now. At this juncture, do watch for the closing level for Hang Seng to determine the next direction. The S&P 500, which I usually use the SPY to analyze. Okay, so let's go to the latest. So you can see the uptrend remains intact despite that the index pullback yesterday. We have the support over here, which is around 5,170 points. The index haven't really tested it yet. It's coming close, but even if it tests it and rebound, it will still keep the uptrend intact. Okay. If you remember, the projected level is somewhere around here, and the S&P 500 has already hit it and has gone way higher than that. So maybe I can just do a projection again to see where would be S&P 500 if it continues higher. Well, I would start with the beginning of rally, which was last November, and then I will come to the low, the recent low here. Oops, inside. There's some bug over here. That's okay. So I'll just adjust it. Okay, so if I were to have a long-term projection, then we have 577 target. Okay, but if I do a shorter term, which starts the rally over here. Why do I start the rally over here? You can see there was a significant pullback after the long run. And if I were to base on this, which could be more realistic, if the uptrend continue, then we probably may see 540 level get hit, or 5,400 points. Of course, this is quite far-fetched. It really depends on how the market sees the inflation numbers, and then how the AI continue to perform. So the market teams right now is still a little bit on AI play. Okay, despite there's some weakness going on with NVIDIA last night, but generally NVIDIA still remains strong. So you can see NVIDIA's chart is still uptrend, trending upwards. And of course, it pullbacks after hitting some resistance. But if you can break above this resistance, it could be hitting $1,000 soon. SMIC, or rather the super microcomputer, SMCI, not SMIC, SMCI. Well, you can see there's some struggle over here, but these stocks is quite high right now. And then we are looking at the trend line over here. So if it come down and hit this trend line and breaks this trend line, then of course the uptrend fairy tale may be over. So a very close observation on how it moves. So the key for its bullishness is to hit back 1,214 points resistance. Okay, done with the US stocks for now. Let's look at the emails that highlighted stocks. So here we have quite a number of familiar stocks like Sembcorp Industry, City Development, CSE Global, First Resources, Franken, ST Engineering, Franken again, Samudera, and CapitaLand Invest. So we'll start here with ST Engineering, Sembcorp Industry. So you can see here is that what mentioned in the email was that ST Engineering at that point of time, I was expecting pullback. You can see here pullback. But largely the outlook is intact. Positive outlook is intact. So we are looking at the potential rebound to retest the resistance, and successful breakout will subsequently help to propel the counters towards the target of 410, 411. While Sembcorp Industry was expecting a bottom here with this candlestick reversal pattern, one white soldier. Then I follow up with this email. So I'm jumping a little bit here. I just want to go through Sembcorp Industry and ST Engineering as I follow up, because Sembcorp Industry did have some confirmation on the one white soldier over here, and positively it forms technical bullish signals as it goes higher. So this is a sign of change in trend. And this is what we want. So a breakout above 516, hitting resistance of 531, and breakout from there would help it to change its trend. Ultimately, hopefully, it can go back to 584 high. And ST Engineering, it was a follow-up again when I posted in the email saying that, you know, I expected the pullback, and now I expect the breakout to happen, and aiming to 410 to 411 range. Okay. So having mentioned these two counters, let's take a look at the chart. We have ST Engineering. So ST Engineering broke out successfully yesterday, and now it's trading at 404. The uptrend remains intact. The projected level is 410 as mentioned, 410, 411 level. So let's see whether it can hit that target level as anticipated. The chart looks nice. If you look at this kind of charts long enough, you'll find that usually these kind of charts tend to have more run way up, but it takes some time because most of the time it trends sideways. Then when it decided to run, it runs fast and furious. Next, Sembcorp Industry. like I say, a potential change in trend. It did break out from its near-term resistance here, about 513. Then now it actually broken out above its 531 resistance. Now is approaching the next one near-term short-term resistance or previous support-term resistance at 542. And of course, I'm anticipating a 584 retest if the trend continues higher. Okay, so these two counters remains positive, ST Engineering and SCI or Sembcorp Industry. Generally, if you want to take an opportunity now, frankly it's a bit high compared to the low here. But if the trend remains intact, you are just halfway there. Of course, some risk and reward management, which means that if you were to follow this positive movement, which means that you probably enter at the high, then you have to cut earlier, not waiting for it to go to the low. So yeah, below 515 probably is not a positive sign, and it may lack the strength to continue go higher to 584. Okay, going back to emails again. We have City Development, First Resources, CSC Global, Franken. So City Development was a stocks that was heavily beaten by the market due to the high interest rate environment, but its result is quite encouraging. Its hospitality sectors is doing quite well. It forms a hammer here, but we require a confirmation. Let's see how it performed here. Did it give a confirmation on the hammer? Well, unfortunately, the next day it doesn't have the confirmation, but it did have a strong rebound after that, hitting the high at 620 before pulling back to close back at 591. I think this movement is a fat finger movement. Some remiser or some dealer key in the wrong order, causing the price to surge up to 620. Generally, the stocks return to normalcy, trading within a tight range now from this 579 towards 593. Now, excluding this candle, this long upper shadow, if you look at it normally, or in the norm, then we are looking at the stocks potentially forming a chart base here, and hopefully it can really genuinely come back to this 603 level. And once it hit that level, then we have a potential breakout really towards 620. So keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully today you can close higher at 593. A general reminder is that this week is a short week. We have a Good Friday holiday this week. Next, coming to the next, First Resources and CSC Global. So when we talk about First Resources here, we generally see the same sign as SCI, Sembcorp Industry, where this counter has some weakness in the downtrend sign and is about to change its trend. And we have a bullish crossover from the MACD. And we need it to go above the breakout zone in order to signal for a change in trend. Then we have CSC Global, which consolidated for quite some time. Recently, it had some positive action where it did some placement, hopefully to do some acquisition. And we are expecting, if this is a positive 445 to be broken, then 495 will be the target. So let's see here. We have this First Resources. Quite disappointingly, the counter did not follow the story well, where it really goes to a breakout zone. So let me plot the downtrend line over here. So it really went above the breakout zone, and but next day, unfortunately, it sell off back into the downtrend zone, and it managed to hold above this support level 131, but it needs a rebound, and today it attempted to rebound. Currently, it's not doing well because it opened higher and then now closed back lower. So it really needs to end as a white candle. So a good closing at 136 will be encouraging. Then we have a new minor resistance at 140. And if it goes to 140, again, then we have a good sign that the trend may be ultimately changing, because we are going to look at a double bottom, and a change in trend after it breaks above 140 will be what we are looking for going forward. Then CSE Global tested the 445 high, right, as anticipated, but still struggling, couldn't break out from that resistance. So a long wait again, because you can see this counter is a slow coach. But if the bullishness continue, hopefully it really can hit to 495 high. Then we have Franken, Samudera, and Capital Invest. So Franken, we are looking at the trend remains up, and is consolidating over here, pending a breakout. Okay, pending a breakout to 174. Okay, and see whether it happens or not. Then we have Samudera. Samudera is technically holding at the MA support. It's a confluence of support, as it also is at the level where it previously got resisted, and then now it turns into support. And we're expecting the 78.5, 79.5 resistance to be broken, so that it can hit 84. Let's look at Franken first. So Franken, yesterday's performance was quite encouraging. And let's go to daily chart. And it actually broke out from the consolidation with the volume very good, high. But today, it seems to be giving up that gain, erasing that gain. But it's still there. I mean, it's still there. It's still early in the day. And then we are looking at if a positive closing back to 170, then we still see chance of going to this resistance at 174 and break out to continue its uptrend. Then we have this Samudera. Okay, Samudera Shipping. We see the positive movement yesterday, but today seems to lack that continuation, so no follow through buying yet. Hopefully later on there's some positive action coming in. Then we have this 78.5 resistance tested, then the uptrend can develop further. Then last but not least, we have this Capital Invest in the email. So seemingly the stocks is charting out a base over here, and hopefully this base is a good one. But how do we know it's a good one? Breaking above 275 and trades to 295 will deem this as a good base, similar to Sembcorp Industry. Let's see whether CapitaLand Invest right now can perform. We see the resistance get tested again, but the breakout didn't really happen. So another wait going to takes place, meaning to say, yeah, if it can't break out over here, probably it may consolidate further, looking for that catalyst, that true catalyst to come in to help to break the resistance. But again, the day is still early, early. It still cannot jump into conclusion where the counter will close. Maybe later on it close at 278, then we are seeing the uptrend well on its way. Okay, some other counters just as add-on, SIA, where a lot of people are interested in these counters, are still forming up a base, charting out a base here. So we really want to see if this base can be successful. Then we are expecting a breakout to hit 662 resistance at least. All right. Thank you for viewing this week's video. I will see you again next week. Okay, bye.